Hey there, exchangers, and good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome back. You won't believe this, like literally. Last week, I made updates to these next 4 or 5 weeks in our Canvas course, and it's something I've been wanting to do for a while. And then this morning, I woke up from a dream and I realized I need to do this better. I had like a literal dream about how to improve it. So I spent the morning just running around in our Canvas and Weebly space trying to improve it. I think it's a lot better. There's, you won't know because you don't know what it used to be, but it used to be a lot more tabs and a lot more figuring out in this 1 week. So I'm so sorry for the delay, but I really felt like I didn't do a good enough improvement last week, and I'm so grateful that I had a revelation. And let's talk about this week. But first, let's talk about what I did this morning. I went into the short article copies discussion board and I gave you credit for posting and leaving your replies. If you have any questions, reach out to me directly. I'll try to get back to you this week with anything there. And then I went into your submit the short article copy to the editor and I counted up if you had your intro, your body paragraphs, and your works cited section. I gave you credit for those. If you got a 0.5 on that, I had an access issue. I couldn't get into your Google file. There's still time to fix that. I'll give you full credit. If you got a 0 on that, that just means you didn't submit it. Sometimes people overlook the fact that doing it in the discussion board is one thing, but I want a direct submission as well, just for like spot checking the short article. I'm not bothered by that. You don't have to apologize. Just get it to me as soon as you can. I'd love to give you full credit. And again, if you guys have questions about any of it, reach out and let me know. I also took notes for myself as I was reading your submission comments where you told me how many words you had, what you felt proud of, and what you're nervous or concerned about moving forward. And I made myself a list. I'm going to do a lecture later. It would make this video too long to do it now. And really try to come in and support you guys as a group of journalists. So give me some time to process those notes and to get back to you at large. Some of you, I gave you a little comment if there was something that I thought was urgent or easy to kind of begin a conversation about, so you can check that out. But let's talk about this week. This week, we're moving into a brand new discussion board, expansion and revision. It's the discussion board that we're going to live in for 4 to 5 weeks. It's where we're going to take your short article copy, pour water on it, sprinkle fairy dust on it, however you want to think of it, and we're going to grow it into the expanded article copy that we're looking for by the end of the quarter. And so to get ready for that discussion board, we have our first deadline, and that's post your working copy to the discussion board by Tuesday. A day or so is fine, but aim for right away, start of the week, post your working copy. If you click on instructions for that takes you to my website, and it's really just some formatting ideas to turn this into a more engaging article and to add some headers, subheadings to help us work and manage organization more skillfully. I have some color coding concepts that I want you to apply. So it should take you maybe an hour to prep that. If you need any support, let me know. And just get that link up there and get everything ready to go for the week ahead. Then in your own time, you can review the expansion and revision project page, which is a little bit repetitive with the expansion and revision discussion board. So it kind of depends on, how you want to use it, but both spaces will give you the overview that you need for the week. And I'm going to talk about it a tiny bit right now too. Now this is going to be repetitive for the next few weeks. So once you do it the first time, it'll just be something we repeat in the coming weeks. So do on Thursdays research or source evaluations. This Thursday, all you have to do is one source because we are getting our feet wet. We're just getting started. So you can grab one of the sources that you already have. You can work with that. You're going to do your research or your source evaluations project in your article copy. In the instructions, it tells you to like create a new tab on the left-hand side, and you're just going to title it source evaluations or research. And then you're going to paste in a template that I have for that part of the project. And it's kind of like a worksheet, and you're just filling it out. So you're going to fill it out for one source this week, and that's just to get your feet wet and to get some feedback from me. Next week, you'll add in 3 more sources, 3 more, and then 3 more. And that will be your source evaluations or your research project. All right, due this Sunday, you are going to do reviews. That's reading the work of others and writing 2-paragraph replies. There are detailed instructions on that below. And you'll do 2 each week, every Sunday, for a total of 8 by the end of the course. By the end of this chunk of the course. I really want you guys to realize that all of this work falls under the umbrella of expanding and revising. So when you're doing research, you're also getting into your article and adding that research or clarifying your explanations of that research. Or looking at your article to see what's missing and researching to then add. Or revising because you learned a new piece of information that changes the narrative a little bit. With your reviews, maybe you read someone else's work and you think, oh, that's a really good idea how they did a section about costs. I don't know, that's just something that came to mind. I should do a section about costs in mine. Or that was really creative how they did that. Maybe I can do something creative in this section where I look at that. Or, they did an interview with someone who had experienced blank. I have an experience piece in my argument that I could incorporate. Who should I interview? Or where could I find an interview that might help with that? And the reviews should really fuel some of your creativity and ideas for tone, style, what to expand, what to revise. Then by Tuesday, that's of next week, and this is going to be every Tuesday, you're going to do a rhetorical reflection. So I have put together 4 resources. You'll choose one each week that are kind of broken down based on rhetorical appeals. You don't have to know what that is. You'll figure it out in a bit. But essentially, you're going to take one of those resources, review it, consider how it is going to inspire revision or expansion, additions, alterations, changes, etc. And the reflection part is submitting a Google form where you're like, hey, it's me. This is how many words I have. This is how many sources I have. This is the rhetorical resource I looked at. This is what I got from that resource. This is how I've, revised and expanded my article. This is what I've been up to. This is what is going really well, and this is what I'm freaked out by, or what's not going so well. And then, just like I'm going to do this week, I'll review those responses every week and come up with some kind of offering to you guys. So checking out, overviewing, how is everyone doing, and then intervening however I can in a way that's authentic to this group of journalists specifically. Okay, so that's the rhythm. You're going to get your working copy up on Tuesday, and then thereafter, you'll do research every Thursday, reviews every Sunday, rhetorical reflections every Tuesday, research every Thursday, reviews every Sunday, rhetorical reflections every Tuesday, and everything is in one place. You will get to those landing pages for expansion and revision, and you'll have links to everything right there. Okay, what else do you guys need to know? I know. One thing about putting it all into a single space is it means that a lot of points are going to rack up in there. So you can kind of check out the bottom of the instructions says how much everything is worth. And basically, let's say, it's like 8 points for the reflections. Every time you do one, you're going to get 2 points. You're welcome to follow along. Look at the rubric. That's going to tell you if you're getting credit or not. But ultimately what I'm doing is I know what total everyone should be at each checkpoint. So I can use the Canvas gradebook to go in and say message students who scored less than. And then I can reach out to anyone who's falling behind in any portion of the project and just let you guys know. So it's going to be worth 34 points, but the first thing that's happening is you're going to get 1. You're going to get 1 out of 34, and it's just a progress point system. Once we finish, I'll go back into Canvas and send those 34 points into your final grade so that you'll see how it reflects as a letter. But I'll let you guys know along the way how many points you should be getting each week. Maybe in our Monday video next week, I'll give you an update on what the total points you could be earning right now would be, just so that you get that reinforcement and reminder. And that's all. If you guys can think of anything else, feel free to post below. When I create that lecture video in response to your the reflections you've already submitted, really, I will email you and let you know. I might also post a link to it below. So have an awesome week, you guys. I'm really looking forward to seeing the growth that's to come. This is when all of our work in the previous courses really starts to shift, and I think we're going to see the growth and new territory, like we're going to enter new territory as writers and researchers and thinkers together.